Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly felt off, like a cloud of tension hanging in the air, and you couldn't explain why? Or maybe you've spoken to someone, and after the conversation you felt completely drained, like they took something from you, even though they didn't touch you at all. That is negative energy. It's invisible. It doesn't knock on your door, but it finds a way in, through anger, through judgment, through fear. And the worst part? Most of us don't even know it's happening until we're already exhausted, anxious, or overwhelmed. But what if I told you, you don't need to run from negative energy? What if you could protect yourself, not by building walls, but by building awareness? In today's video, we're diving into the timeless teachings of the Buddha to learn how to protect your energy, guard your inner peace, and walk through the world without absorbing its chaos. Because true peace isn't found in silence. It's found in how we choose to respond. When we hear the words negative energy, many people think of something mystical or even magical. But in Buddhism, negative energy isn't some dark cloud floating around us. It's much closer than we think. It lives within the mind. The Buddha taught that suffering doesn't come from the world itself, but from the way we perceive, react, and cling to it. So, what is negative energy really? In the Buddhist view, negative energy is not a force outside of us. It is the manifestation of unwholesome mental states inside of us. Greed, lobha, hatred, dosa, delusion, moha. These are called the three poisons, and they are the roots of all negativity. When someone speaks to us harshly, and we respond with anger, that's not their negative energy entering us. It's our own anger awakening. When we scroll through social media and feel jealous, the platform didn't do that. Our own craving did. Even when we feel drained by a toxic environment, part of that suffering comes from our attachment to how things should be, rather than accepting them as they are. You see, the Buddha didn't teach us to blame the world. He taught us to understand how our mind creates our world. Negative energy, then, is not about others. It's about how we meet them, with mindfulness or with reaction. And when we become mindful, we gain the ability to recognize that negativity is like smoke. It may surround us, but it does not have to enter our lungs. The first step to protection is awareness. The awareness that I cannot control the outside world, but I can transform the way I receive it. Now that we understand what negative energy really is in Buddhism, let's explore how it affects our lives, our relationships, and even our karma. Negative energy is not just a feeling. It's a vibration, and every vibration leaves a trace. When we let it into our hearts, it doesn't just stay there. It spreads. It clouds the mind. Imagine trying to see clearly through a fogged-up window. That's what the mind becomes when it's filled with anger, fear, or judgment. We can't think clearly. We misinterpret people's words. We assume the worst. And before we even realize it, we're reacting to a world that exists only in our head, not in reality. The Buddha called this moha, delusion. It's the state of mind where suffering is born and wisdom is blocked. It damages your relationships. Think of the last time you were really upset. Did you speak kindly? Did you listen deeply? Probably not. When we are full of negative energy, we can't truly connect. Instead, we project our pain onto others. We become defensive, closed off, impatient. And in doing so, we unintentionally push away the very people who might help us heal. Relationships thrive in warmth, not in the cold silence of resentment. It drains your body and nervous system. Yes, negative energy affects the body too. Studies in modern science confirm what Buddhism has taught for centuries. Chronic anger, stress, and fear weaken the immune system. They disturb sleep. They raise blood pressure. They steal your peace. And the longer we stay in this energy, the more it becomes our normal. We forget what peace even feels like. You wake up tired. You go to sleep with tension in your chest, and you wonder why life feels so heavy. It strengthens karmic habits. The Buddha taught that every thought, word, and action leaves an imprint called karma. The more we react with negativity, the more likely we are to repeat those reactions again until they become a pattern, a personality, a life. One moment of anger might seem small, but repeated 1,000 times, it becomes who we are. But here's the good news. Karma is not punishment. It's a teacher. And every moment offers us a choice to create new karma with new energy. Your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your character. And your character becomes your destiny. So the question is not just, how do I avoid negative energy? It's deeper than that. It's, how do I train my heart so well that even in the presence of darkness, I don't lose my own light? And that is what we'll explore next. So how do we protect ourselves from negative energy in a world that often feels loud, reactive, and heavy? The Buddha never said, avoid difficult people. He said, train your mind. Let's explore 4 essential practices in Buddhism that help you stay rooted in peace, even when everything around you feels chaotic. Negative energy often enters when we are not present. When we're rushing, distracted, or reactive, we don't see the anger forming. We don't hear the judgment in our voice. We miss the moment we could have paused and chosen peace. Mindfulness is the art of being awake in the now. When someone says something that triggers you, ask, what's happening inside me? Is it anger, fear, hurt? Just naming the emotion gives you power over it. The Buddha said, with mindfulness, we watch our thoughts arise and pass away, like clouds in the sky. We no longer become them. Try this. Pause. Take one slow breath. Place your awareness in the body. Observe without judgment. In that space, you reclaim your energy. When we meet negativity with more negativity, we multiply the suffering. But when we respond with metta, loving kindness, we transform it. This is not weakness. It's the strength of choosing not to let others control your peace. Imagine someone speaks harshly to you. Instead of reacting, you silently offer, may you be well. May you be free from suffering. This may not change them, but it changes you. It keeps your energy pure, untangled from their pain. Practicing loving kindness daily, even just 5 minutes, rewires the heart. You begin to radiate peace, not absorb conflict. Meditation is like clearing dust from a mirror. The more you sit, the clearer your reflection becomes. When you sit in silence, breathe and observe, you begin to notice how often your energy is pulled in 1,000 directions. A simple breath meditation. Sit comfortably. Breathe in slowly. And say silently, breathing in, I calm the body. Breathe out. Breathing out, I let go. In this stillness, your nervous system resets. The storms within begin to settle, and you return to your natural state, which is peace. Even just 10 minutes a day helps you become a container of stillness, not a sponge for the world's chaos. Even just 10 minutes a day helps you become a container of stillness, not a sponge for the world's chaos. The Buddha also taught, live ethically, not to please others, but to protect your own mind. Every lie told, every angry word spoken, every harmful action leaves a residue inside us. It disturbs our energy field. But when we live with sila, moral discipline, our inner world becomes stable, strong, clean. Choose to speak truthfully, avoid gossip, don't harm others with your words or intentions. Be mindful of what you consume, from food to information. Ethical living is not about perfection, it's about alignment, aligning your actions with your intention to live in peace. You don't need to run from negativity. You need to become so anchored in stillness that even when storms rise, you are not shaken. With mindfulness, loving kindness, meditation, and ethical living, you become your own protector, not from outside forces, but from the habits within that steal your light. Now let's explore how these practices look in real life, through stories and examples that show Buddhist wisdom in action.
Wisdom is beautiful in books, but it becomes powerful in life. Let's explore some real stories that show how Buddhist teachings help people protect their energy, even in difficult, messy, modern situations. Story 1. The Corporate Storm. Anna is a manager in a fast-paced tech company in Los Angeles. Meetings, deadlines, office politics. She once described her workplace as a battlefield of egos. One day, her colleague publicly humiliated her in a meeting, unfairly blaming her for a mistake. She could feel the heat rise. Her fists clenched, her voice shook, but instead of reacting, she remembered her morning meditation. One breath in, one breath out. She calmly replied, "Thank you for your feedback. I'll review the project and get back to you after this." Later, she told me, it wasn't about being right or wrong. It was about not letting someone else's chaos become mine. That's the power of mindfulness in real life. You pause. You protect your energy. You rise above without running away. Story 2. A Monk and the Angry Man. Dharma story. There's an old Buddhist story of a monk walking quietly through a village. A man began yelling insults at him for no reason. The monk simply smiled and kept walking. Another man asked, "Why didn't you say anything? He insulted you." The monk replied, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, who does it belong to?" "Still the giver," the man said. The monk nodded. "So too with anger. I did not accept it." This story reminds us, we are not responsible for the energy others send, only for what we receive and hold on to.
Story 3. Grandma's Compassion. Jason grew up with a grandmother who practiced Buddhism. She wasn't a scholar, she didn't chant sutras, but every morning she would light incense, sit quietly, and wish well to all beings. One day, a neighbor came over and yelled at her for letting her cat into his garden. Jason was furious, but his grandmother just smiled gently and said, "I understand. I will keep an eye on her. May you have a peaceful day." Later, Jason asked, "Why didn't you defend yourself? He was rude." She said, "If I let his anger control me, then what was the point of all my practice?" Jason says this moment changed his life. He realized that real strength is quiet, and compassion is not weakness, it's protection. Whether in an office, on the street, or at home, these moments remind us that the practice works if we live it. Mindfulness, compassion, stillness, they are not just spiritual words. They are shields. They are mirrors. They are the soil where peace can grow, even in the harshest environments. And now, let's bring it all together. In a world full of noise, in a world full of reaction, anger, and fear, it takes courage to be calm. It takes training to be kind. And it takes wisdom to protect your own energy without closing your heart. In today's journey, we explored what negative energy really is, not just emotions, but vibrations that affect our body, mind, and karma. We learned how mindfulness can help us notice, how loving kindness softens the harshness of the world, how meditation resets our inner world, and how ethical living becomes our silent shield. And through stories from the workplace to the temple to home, we saw that these teachings are not just ancient, they are alive here, now, waiting to be practiced by you. If you're watching this, take a moment now, just one moment, to sit with yourself. Gently close your eyes, let your hands rest comfortably, and take a soft breath in and slowly breathe out. Say silently to yourself, I release what is not mine. I protect my peace with presence. I respond with kindness even when others don't. I walk with awareness guided by the light within. Just sit with this feeling. Let the stillness settle in your chest. Let it remind you, you are not helpless in the face of negativity. You are not weak for walking away. You are wise for choosing peace. The Buddha never promised an easy life. He promised a path, one of clarity, compassion, and liberation. And every time you choose not to react, every time you return to your breath, every time you protect your energy instead of feeding negativity, you are walking that path. Thank you for sharing this sacred time with me today. If this video touched your heart, I invite you to subscribe, share, or simply leave a comment with one insight you'll carry forward. Until next time, be well, be mindful, be free.